today is the day that we fly to our fourth and final continent of our around the world trip. Hello, we are Trisha
and Gabriel
from different sides of the world but brought together by nursing school. After a couple years of travel nursing, we are taking a break to just travel.
We are going around the world in 100 days, but probably more, and hoping to see a few friends along the way.
So follow along with us as we simply live our lives in many cities across the globe. Come to the Singaporean airport, come early and don't go too far, because right where you'll get dropped off at the front door, you're gonna see a big dome, and that is the shopping center called the Jewel, and that is what you probably have seen pictures of all over the internet. What we did is we went and checked in all of our big bags, but don't go through security yet. Walk over, you can go underneath, and you end up in the Jewel. If you come to the bottom too, there is like a whole splash zone, so you might get wet. We didn't even notice, but when we flew into Singapore, we walked right past this, so don't leave too quick. When you're leaving the airport, it's this forest. We walked right along up there, didn't even know. Do also note though that there are hours that it is closed, so if you're coming in on a very late flight or really early, it might not even be flowing. But now, what we're doing is one of our favorite activities. We're going lounge shopping. Which lounge are we going to first, Gabriel?
I think we're going to Qantas first. Just Qantas first lounge. I know they have a regular business class lounge, but let's check out the first lounge. Is that like the immigration thing? Are we like done with immigration?
Are we done with security?
I think so.
So we just only put our bags on a scanner. We didn't walk through a scanner, and then we put our passports on a thing where you put them on the thing and you walk through and take a photo, but that was it. And we were like the only ones there.
All right, let's go.
Yellow.
All right, Trisha, what do you have here?
So I got a morning rosé. So it's like rose with bergamot. That's what it was, bergamot, sparkling water, and vodka. I have no idea what you ordered. I don't think you even know what you ordered.
I don't know what I ordered, but it looks delicious.
If I had to choose one cocktail to drink for the rest of my life, I would choose this cocktail. And it's like sweet, but it's also like it's got herbs in it. So it's herby, but it's got bergamot in it. So it reminds me of like my diffuser from home, but not like in a weird like you're drinking oils way, like in a nice way. And it's cute. So we got a couple things to share. We got buffalo mozzarella, tomato goodness. We got prawn wontons. That looks so good. And then we got, I didn't realize we got 3. I think it's squid, aioli, and homemade green chili sauce. I don't know if it's like calamari, squid. It's fried something.
Only one way to find out.
We're gonna do.
Alright, Trisha, what do you have here?
I got some like black pepper stir fried, the chef's black pepper stir fried meat.
And I have the lafska. It's like a traditional Singaporean dish, so really excited.
So Gabriel, what do we have going on?
I think we have ginger ice cream and then some chocolate, homemade chocolate.
Isn't this banana?
Okay. Alright.
Okay, and these are the homemade chocolate. Yeah. We had full intentions of doing some lounge hopping here in Singapore, but Qantas first. It was just too good, so we stayed. And also security is right before the gate, so don't get to your gate like 2 minutes before you need to board.
Oh, there's a business entrance. Very nice.
Hello from Qantas business class. So we're gonna start off with a little bit of the seat review. Okay, first thing I noticed that's kind of different about this flight is that we're in the middle section, right? Gabe is here taking the video, and I'm here. And this middle part is really large. Like, you could play some nasty card games here. You don't play cribbage? You should play cribbage. But if you don't know your partner, there is no block off, and there is no way to lower this. In here, there's a little magazine holder, kind of a funky one. There is storage under this part. It doesn't go all the way through, so I couldn't fit my laptop in there, but it is a pretty big area of storage. The seats, the color palette, all very kind of like black and wood. The TV screens kind of stick out. That seems a little bit different. And the legroom is kind of a lot. They gave us, what, 2 blankets already and a pillow. And I have noticed the luggage thing up here and the thing here, they're meant for some tall people, okay? On the side in here, you've got headphones, you've got a water, you have a whole allure of plugins. I don't know if allure is a name. And then a thing here for adjusting your seat. They left a menu. They came with champagne already. And then on this side, there's really not a whole lot happening, and they do have a little reading light at the top. I am noticing now that we don't have a TV remote, so our arms will be tired. I found the remote. This one was kind of a sneaky one. Ooh, hello. Oh, and then your table. Yeah, pretty simple, straightforward. All right, next we'll talk about the amenity kit. Here is the Qantas business class amenity kit. It's kind of got this like triangle design, you know, very outdoorsy, outbacky colors. I think they're fitting into their brand quite well. Inside, we have socks, blue socks. You've got an eye mask that is sewn together. We have face cream. We have lip balm. We have hand cream, the whole bucket of the creams. We have a dental kit, and we have earplugs. And I believe that's what we got. There's the Qantas business class amenity kit. We're just going to keep it to that. This is a business class first, but these seats have a button that turn the chair into giving you a back massage. So right now, I'm sitting here getting a back massage from my chair in business class. It's pretty cool. Something I have noticed about Qantas so far is they do always have a plant-based option on the menu. Plant-based dessert. Okay, maybe dessert can't be plant-based, but that's just something to note. And this is also what the first course looks like. It's salad, bread, and I got a gin and tonic. Here is the tomato soup. It looks pretty plain, but maybe it tastes bomb. The salad is really just that. It is only this. The bread, there's only one option for kinds of bread. And the tomato soup is probably from a can. I wouldn't know because it was my jam as a kid, but I am trying one of the plant-based options. So this is the pesto pasta.
Something really cool about Qantas business class is that they let you watch movies with a friend. So if you hit watch with a friend, you can watch the same movie with a friend. So that's kind of cool.
They were very specific on if you had any fruits, veggies, seeds, dirt on your shoes. And I was telling Gabe, isn't this the country with all the deadly stuff? Can't bring anything to kill all the deadly stuff, because then who will Australia be? We're back with another flight review. It is that time again. This was our very first time, right?
Right, flying the airline in particular, yes.
So we flew Qantas business class from Singapore to Western Australia in Perth.
A lady also told me that Qantas means Queensland and Northern Territories Airline Service. Qantas or Qantas.
Let me just give a quick overview of how we do these flight reviews. We review 5 things: the airport, the seat, the food, amenity kit, and value for money. We rate those out of 10, and then overall it gets a star rating out of 5. First thing we review is the airport. Now, we were in Singapore's
Changi International Airport,
which I mean is kind of well known for being the one thing you go do in Singapore. So
Right.
obviously it is spectacular.
I think for the last few years in a row, it has won best airport in the world. Just so the Changi Airport is connected next door to the Jewel, which is like
Yes.
a
Whole
shopping mall.
mall.
You've seen the waterfall falling from the sky videos, and we're going to throw one on here just because it's truly spectacular. I don't think I've been to any other airport that has such a foresty feel. So
You go a little extra early just to go check
just
out
to
the
check
airport.
out airport. But in terms of airport services, check-in process was seamless as you can imagine. They have automated immigration gates. You don't really talk to anybody, you just like walk through, which was the first we've been through. The lounge experience, right?
The lounge. We
Okay.
thought we were gonna go lounge hopping, but we
Right.
first went to Qantas first class lounge.
Right.
Alas, we did not go
There was
lounge.
no
There was no
lounge
leaving.
happening. So Qantas first class lounge, you can get in if you're flying Qantas first. They have some routes that have first class. I believe mostly to the US. I don't know if they go through Singapore. I'm not sure of the routes, or maybe some local first as well. If not, you can get in if you have, I think, the highest Qantas status or One World Emerald, which I do have One World Emerald. That was how we got into the lounge. And let me tell you, the whole experience was like Michelin dining. It had a three-course menu, but as always, you could order everything
whatever
and
you
anything.
wanted.
The lady that helped us at our table, I don't remember her name, she was excellent. She pretty much helped us order. And
She was like,
she
actually,
took
just
care of
get
us.
this.
Yes, it was fantastic. We had some
Yes.
latke. What all did
We
we
had
have?
probably the best Alaska of the flipping time
Oh,
in
yes, in
Singapore.
Singapore, right? It was a fantastic culinary experience. And before we knew it, it was time to get on the plane.
And they had showers and the whole
Right,
thing.
right,
They had
right,
rugby
right,
playing in
right,
there on
right,
the
right.
TV.
Footy.
Like,
Actually, we enjoyed our time so much there that we're late for boarding.
are we?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Remember, we got there very late. But that just tells you how good it was. Excellent
It was-
experience. I have to give it a 10.
There's
There's
no
nothing,
faulting
there's no
it.
fault in the experience. So 10 out of 10.
Now we go on to the actual seat on the plane. Pretty basic. We were in the middle two seats, so it goes 1, 2, 1. There was no way to take down the middle section so that you could like fly together, or to put up more of a barrier so you felt like if you didn't know your neighbor, you felt more alone, which on other flights there has been, and I really appreciate. There was also no door on the outside, which we knew it was lie flat. They did give you the whole like bedding thing to put on your seat once you lie flat.
It was pretty nice. The seats were nice. Nice big TV. It has like wood accents around, which I haven't seen
That's nice.
before. It was pretty nice. Nothing to complain about, really. Yeah. What would you give it? I'll give it an 8. That's a good high mark.
Nothing like wow, but nothing
Like
to complain.
Right, right.
Now, my personal favorite part, the food. The food on the plane to me was so underwhelming.
That's because she came from the lounge that had
It may
such
have been that I
excellent
came
food.
from the lounge, but now that I think back on it, no, it was completely underwhelming. I've never been served a salad of only lettuce. There was not one crouton on the salad.
One crouton.
One crouton, one tomato, one like fleck of cheese, nothing. That started off my like, this is weird. And then they came around with bread,
Right.
but they only had one type of bread.
Oh wow.
That I did notice.
Miss Bread Princess over here.
Bread Princess. But usually they come with the basket and you choose what you want. This was bread or no bread.
Okay, I got the ribs, I believe, the short ribs, and I got some ice cream. It was delicious. So I'm sure our ratings would be different. I would give it an 8. It was good.
I was gonna say a 5. I thought it was completely underwhelming for what I was expecting. It was so underwhelmed. Okay, maybe a 6.
I guess I could settle at a 7, but it was good. It was good food. At least mine was.
This is hard when there's 2 people and we ordered 2 different things.
Yeah.
I actually tried yours. Yours was good. Fine, a 7.
Good food.
Speaking of underwhelming, the amenity kit. That was underwhelming. You've got to admit that was underwhelming.
It was, what was it, like almost a 6-hour flight, like 5 hours, 45 minutes. It was just a amenity bag with like, I don't know, 5 things inside.
I mean, they gave you one.
It was so light, but they gave us one. It wasn't just a knapsack, like a tiny string bag. It was actually a real bag. So they didn't give us PJs either.
No.
But they had the pillows. They had the pillows.
They did.
So I don't know.
A pillow.
A pillow. I'll give it 6. Yeah, 6.
All right, Gabriel, you take the reins on the value for money.
So value for money, cash price wise, I I hope you have time for this. I initially booked Singapore business class to go to Perth, and I've been watching the prices. I paid around 62,000 points per person for it. And then I kept watching. Then closer to it, I was like, I kind of want to fly Qantas because when else will I fly Qantas? So I switched it. The cash prices for that was going at around 1,500 per person one way. Would you pay $1,500 for that flight? Considering you paid 1,100 for Qatar?
No.
So terrible value for cash. But because Qantas is part of One World, I booked it using British Airline Avios and I paid 37,000 Avios and like $90 per person. So for me, for our flight, it was a good use of points. But if you're paying cash, I have to believe there has to be something better. Again, these routes are frequented by a lot of low, like those budget airlines like Scoot and Vietnam Air. So I feel like you can get more value for your money if you're paying cash. So I think value for money on that sense, I would give it like a 6 out of 10. It's not like Africa crazy, but it's not like Middle East great.
You do the drum roll.
That's not a drum roll. Just put one in there. I don't know.
Anyway, we gave Qantas Business Class a 3.7 star out of 5. I feel like at first we were like, oh, that's a little harsh. But the amenity kit and the value for money and the average food kind of brought it down from its initial beginning, made it sound really good. The airport was,
I mean, but 3.7 is excellent.
3.7 is I feel like our ratings kind of average around that 3.8.
Right.
You know?
I mean, I would say, like Trisha was saying, she didn't like her food, so that was apparently bad
Maybe I
for
chose
her.
the wrong thing.
Maybe you chose the wrong thing. There's also that too. So with all our ratings,
But overall,
just
they gave you the salad too. You
Yeah.
saw the salad
Yeah,
of
salad
only
was
lettuce.
terrible.
That just shook me.
It depends on what you order, I guess, and what you already like. So that plays into it. But I would say the amenity kit was kind of lacking and light. And then the cash pricing, I know they have a stranglehold on those routes, especially inter-Australia and then to Australia. So they just be pricing wild prices, but I guess that's what people pay. So I mean, when business time it was full, it was like one open seat. So
That's that. That's the Qantas business class flight review. We hope you enjoy. We hope this, gives you an insight if you've got a flight booked in the future. Or maybe you flew them and had a totally different experience. And now,
right.
yeah.
They fly also other fun routes too. I would like
yeah.
to like fly to
I would fly it again.
Yeah, I'll fly it again. I know they have a long one from like LAX to Sydney. So that would be like 16 hours or something
I
ridiculous.
could do that for 60 hours.
That would be fun. So
Like, subscribe, follow along for more flight reviews, or watch the old ones because there's a lot of them. Cheers. This now marks continent number 6 for me. All I have left is Antarctica.
What are you doing next weekend?
I'm busy.
I hope that's on purpose.
What is it? Even the tallest waterfall?
So big.
Gosh. What is it doing? Okay, whoa. Already tells I'm gonna have a problem with this butter. I feel like I say Qantas.
Qantas.
Little
MYOB. Make your own bed. That's terrible. Cut that out from the sound library.
Sounds like work. Maybe did we fly the same flight? I feel like you had a great time and I was
I
like,
had a great good old time. Yeah. Good day, mate.
oh, good day, mate.